I have no idea if this is going to work properly or not. Greetings. Yeah, go live here, then what happens? Not in options, settings. Cancel, save. Back to there. Go live isn't an option. I'm probably streaming now, just under the wrong name for the wrong stream, because this new YouTube Creator Studio doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, it's still in beta. And when I wanted to switch back, it wanted to switch me over to, like, it asked me, like, what do you want to go back? It's like, 'cause I don't know where any of this stuff is. It used to be fairly simple. I could go in and I could be like, hey, I'd pick multiple ones of these. It's not really urgent, but I'm trying to do something right now. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense there. Just change me back. There we go. Then I can go to here. I mean, I took the time to figure out how it worked on this end, but so I don't even know if that does this got the Sunday update stream? Okay, so it doesn't have the current title, which is Amazon and Google are I can't spell. Are listening to you! Exclamation! Bum bum bum! I don't care if you support the stream. Google Plus link is still in here. That's like the 4th time I've taken it out. Let's take it out of this description at least. It's probably under my defaults. So stream options. That's fine. Low latency. Cards. I don't need cards. Alright, so the purpose excuse me, the purpose of this stream is because jeez. I don't know how to put this in a delicate way. I got pretty irritated the other day. Must have been Friday. Maybe it was Thursday. I don't recall exactly. When I started seeing this pop up like everywhere in the news. This is from an article that originally came out on Thursday. What really got to me was Wednesday or Thursday night. I don't remember which night it was. CNN had on a technology specialist, and they asked them all kinds of questions that were not technical, such as, should we be worried about Amazon listening to our conversations? They're listening to us. Oh no, what are we going to do? First off, in case anybody missed it, I skim EULAs before I install stuff. I know, it's kind of weird. I don't read it word for word. I can, generally speaking, skip over the sections that talk about indemnity and things like that. I look for keywords. I don't need to read the whole thing. I don't need to spend 30 hours reading the EULA for Windows 10 in order to fully understand what's in it. A lot of the stuff is fairly boilerplate. You look for keywords and you look for things that look different or odd or seem kind of strange. You read the stuff, you'll pick up, little details about the product that you're getting. In the case of the agreement for using the Amazon Echo devices, it does specifically state that Amazon does listen to anonymized conversations or commands sent to your Echo device. And I'm not saying the name of the Echo device, but it's Alexa. because I've got one right here on the wall, like literally, like. Oh, I'll pull my speaker down if I do that. I got a little shelf right here with an Echo Dot down here in the basement. I have another one back over there in the back basement where I lift weights and do laundry and whatnot. I have one in my kitchen. I have one in each bedroom, mine and the kids. I have a lot of smart home devices. My favorite smart home outlet is these Miro smart plugs. They are cheap. They are, I got this set on sale on Amazon for, I think I got it for $35, and I got 4 Wi-Fi smart plugs. You can see them here. 4 of them. And I have all kinds of smart home devices. I even bought, look at this. They even make a smart Wi-Fi garage door opener. So I can tie this in with my Amazon account and open and close my garage door just because I'm not there, or I am there, or I don't remember if I closed it or not. It has a sensor on it. I can look at it and say, oh yeah, the door's closed. I can add that onto my existing garage door, and I think I got this one for on sale again because I'm always looking for these things on sale. I got it for like $38. Normally it's about $80. They had a sale and then a coupon code, and so all things considered, I got a great deal on it. Very happy with it. I will get that installed eventually. Got more of these because I already have 6 of them, I believe. They're very convenient. I have one Wemo remote, which I have back here in the back basement, which ties in also with my Amazon stuff. I switched to these primarily because the Wemo ones are great. They're rock solid. I've never had to reset the settings on those. I've had to do that now twice with the Miros ones, and that has happened when the power has gone off, come back on, and went back off, and then come back on again in quick succession, like before it has a chance to fully reboot. And then it's just a matter of rejoining it to the Wi-Fi network. It still remembers who it is. It just doesn't remember the Wi-Fi stuff. And so that's cool. I'm okay with that. I had to do that once. The Wemo one I have is the first one I ever got. I've had to do that once with that under a similar circumstance. It's just slow. It's not as quick as the Miros ones. When I say, Alexa, turn on office light, the light comes on. That is about half the amount of time it takes for the Wemo one, and it works great. Alexa, turn off office light.
Okay.
So these stories here have irritated me. Besides the fact that everybody should know that Amazon told you that they will be listening to anonymized data to improve the service. The fact that an article or a story came out, people are like, oh, there are thousands of people that listen to all the commands that blah, blah. Okay, no. Seriously, though. Duh. None of these voice assistants are perfect. That is a perfect example of why I am currently not in any way, shape, or form worried about the robot apocalypse, because they can't even get certain things right, like the difference between back room and bathroom. I don't have any devices in my bathroom, but for some strange reason, every time I tell my Echo device to turn on backroom lights, she occasionally will say, I don't have any devices that are called bathroom. It's like, okay, how many things are on my account that start with a BA sound? I mean, occasionally she'll say, several things in your account have the name backroom light. Which one do you want? I can specify the first one, second one, third one, or the group, which is fine. But I expect Amazon and Google and Siri and all these other services that when I say a command to the service, I expect that data to be stored in their infrastructure so that they can use it to improve the voice recognition software. I expect that. That is what a smart company would do. That is what a good company would do. And that is something that everybody in their right mind should expect the company to do. Amazon claims that they anonymize the data so that they don't know specifically. It's not, Paul Smith, who asked if Alexa really loves him or not. Never mind.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Yes, I know. But okay. So sometimes they pick up stuff that they may not intend. I know in my house, a lot of times when we're using the device, especially the kitchen one, trying to ask her to turn the lights on and somebody else is talking, she doesn't get it. Say, turn on backlight 2. And she doesn't understand that because someone has said spaghetti in the middle of it, and she can't figure out what a bass spaghetti is. Okay, it happens. So they have people that sit there and listen. They say, when they said this, they had this particular thing in mind. That is how, when I go into my app for the software, I can see all the commands and everything that she has heard me say in a list there that I can keep or delete or whatever. Nobody should be surprised by this stuff. Nobody should be outraged. Nobody should be upset. This should be a non-story. This should be the type of story that is a featurette on the end of the news broadcast when they need 30 seconds to fill a spot. This should not be this article and this article and this YouTube clip and this video and this thing and this thing and this thing. That's my last. Did I skip that one? And this one. And this one, and this one, and this one. And these are just my first 10 or 15 results. Seriously. Ugh. I seriously did not want to do a video about this or make this an issue per se. But, God, the amount of coverage that it got irritates me. Nobody should be surprised that tech companies in any way, shape, or form want to improve their product. And we are literally giving them information to do that. We are telling them something and then being surprised when they listen. Really? And this doesn't trade my privacy for anything. This is like having a semi-conscious person in the room. If I tell somebody in my kitchen to go fuck themselves, okay, well, guess what? Somebody could hear that outside my window too. So, I mean, it's there is no information like some of the outrage has been things like every once in a while you will say something or Alexa will hear something that she interprets as you talking to her, and she'll wake up. Okay, there's a feature on it that I've turned on mine, so that when I say Alexa, she makes a noise. Never mind. So then I know she's listening. I can see the ring light up too, but I've turned that feature on so that I know she's heard me. If I say something from another room and I can't see the light come on, I can hear it. Fun tip, it's in the Alexa app. You can go in there, you can enable the feature. You don't have to wait to hear the ding if you're giving her a command, like something like, Alexa, turn on office light. She gets the command, she turns on the light before I even have to worry about it. Alexa, turn off office light.
Okay.
So you don't have to wait for it, but it does give you a visual cue to know that she heard you, and when she's done listening. So, ta-da, taken care of. Don't be paranoid. Don't be an idiot. Don't fall for the fake outrage of things you should know better about. And I get some people are going to not understand that Amazon doesn't care what you say. Google doesn't care what you say. Apple doesn't care what you say, except in the context of you giving them a command. I will challenge anybody to show me clear and definitive evidence of things like talking about something in a room and then suddenly ads show up for it. It has never happened to me. I've been hearing people talk about it literally for years, and it's never happened to me. I've told, my smart home device to look for something and then seen ads for it. I have Google searched things and seen ads for it. It has never just been randomly, like one day I'm sitting here thinking about, you know what? I really think I need some... I'm trying to see some ads here that might be related in some way. Ad conversations, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Let's say I'm just talking about I like a particular brand of beer. Or let's say that I really need new drapes or curtains for my living room. I've never been, inundated with curtain ads or anything like that. It's never happened to me. And I know people have said repeatedly that, oh, it happens to them all the time. What are you doing? Maybe I just have a better memory and I remember that I look for this stuff. Stuff like that just doesn't come up in conversations. My wife and I talking about, friends having kids has not prompted us to suddenly get baby stuff ads any more than it normally would when we're not talking about it. I mean, I'm done having kids. She's done having kids. We've got two. We're very happy with them. They worked out pretty well so far. But it's never just popped up. It's like sitting here talking about baby stuff. And I'll tell you what, if having this stream and talking about this stuff, I suddenly start getting ads for baby products today, I'll care about it. Otherwise, it's coincidental at best. There are plenty of random things that come up, but come on, really? But so the point that I'm making here, though, is like, don't be so freaking paranoid. The only people who are going to care about this stuff are the people who already think that, oh my God, big insert entity here is spying on us. Well, no, you're not spying on you. If I'm wrong again, I will do a video later, just like I said I would to Stefan Molyneux and Dave Cullen about ICANN changing its registration from American to United Nations charter of incorporation. Nothing has changed. It's been 3 years now, people. I'm still waiting for all the hyper paranoid, trying to manage internet websites, free speech via DNS lookup or something that has yet to occur. And we've gotten far more polarized than we were then. It didn't make sense then. It doesn't make sense now. And I said that if it ever happened, I would eat crow and say, like, okay, you were right. And it hasn't. This is going to be the same kind of thing. Is there a potential for abuse here? Of course there is. But there's a potential for abuse for driver's license registrations and cell phone records and things like that my cell phone records are not in any way a private, agreement between me and the cell phone company that they're not going to tell people who I call. Whether it's the police or the FBI or whether it's really just some company that's decided that they want to buy that information. We make some good faith agreements that they won't. And that's really all we have. And frankly, that's all we're ever going to get. We can, if it becomes a problem, we can try to pass laws to make things better. Just like I think we need to do stuff about the whole, about taxes and I can't remember. I just saw something about it the other day. I'm not going to talk about that. Tomorrow's tax day, by the way. Get your taxes done if you haven't already. But yeah, that's calm down, people. If you think that this is some kind of big, scary thing, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. And I have yet to hear an argument by any stretch of the imagination that makes this a bad thing or shows in any way any kind of real or tangible effects to the real world. I don't accept your slippery slope arguments, which is the only thing I've ever seen about this. Oh, it's a violation of privacy. Well, no, it's not a violation of privacy. And it's not a trade for your privacy. Like one of the article was talking about what this was saying. This one, by the way, was just wrong. Again, this won't stop them from. This will stop them from if they get to it before. By the way, this is not true. That many security experts think smart speakers, including Echo, Google Home, and Apple iPod, are inherently insecure and should not use them. That is not true by a long shot. There are some who tend to be more vocal and get some more media coverage that think that they are potentially problematic. They know that there is no perfect system, and everything you add adds another layer of complexity, and not in a good way. But most security experts do not think that these things are inherently insecure. They are prone to abuse by owners or mistakes by owners, but they are not inherently insecure because they can't point to a single incident yet of any device being hacked, compromised, or in any way made insecure, with one exception of some researchers who were able to do one thing with physical access to a device. That was an older first-generation Amazon Echo Dot, I believe. But yeah, I mean, okay. So what? Someone's going to break into my house to do that kind of stuff? Well. But a lot of super paranoia about this stuff. Amazon staff are listening to those conversations. No. They're listening to commands. You can delete your command history, and then they can't go back whenever they get back to it and review to see if those commands were completed successfully. But they still don't know that it's you. They don't get... It's anonymized when it's being listened to by people. It is just account 5491327, and they can probably get the date and the time. They listen to the device. They listen to what is heard, the recording. They listen. They compare that to what Alexa heard, and if it matches up, they say, okay, good. If it doesn't, they can make corrections and say, what she should have heard was this. Yeah, I expect them to do that. That's the only way that the AI is going to get better at understanding this stuff. It's not plastic. It's not wetware. It's all completely hardwired, and the mathematical algorithms need examples in order to improve. And I will say that the smart home devices that I've used have gotten much better over the last couple of years, in particular with speech recognition. I want to say that Amazon has the largest team working on it now, but I could be wrong. Because their primary integration for this stuff is moving product. It's very consumer-oriented. Google's is less consumer-oriented. It's more information-oriented, where the consumers are like the byproduct or the secondary product of what's being sold here. It's still not a altruistic, motivation, but it's certainly better than some like Alexa's just straight up, we want to make this better for consumer purposes. I'm fine with that because it pushes the technology forward, and there's a financial incentive to do that. So cool. But having said that, I think that's all I really had to say. I was going to do I was going to do produced content. I did not do any produced content on this because, frankly, I just didn't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care enough to sit down. I was going to shoot this and get it all in the can and then edit it and do a whole thing where I walk in the room and I sit down, I start looking at the internet, I do this thing with the, I have to do like this, and then I cut back to me, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, this is weird. Go back to here, and if Found another article about it, another article, and then it's like, and then do a thing where I pull up OBS and I get the thing going or whatever, and I start recording. And I talk about this thing using this whole kind of dual screen thing, and then this fits better for streaming. I only have a lot of time today. Updates took me longer than normal. I'm almost done, which is good because I only have 2 minutes left to finish them as far as my scheduled window goes. And I think that's good. So that's it. Wife and kids should be home pretty soon. We got some bad weather coming our way, so they were not staying at my mom or her mom's as long today. She goes to visit her mother on Sundays usually, which is usually when I get a chance to stream. Bleh. I can scream too. Nobody will be around to hear me. Stream or shoot video. But yeah, I just wanted to throw this out there really quick because most people's attitudes towards it is fairly clear, and that this article has not been like top news all weekend. It pretty much died off by the end of Friday. But it irritated me, and so I had to say something about it, and that's it. So nice, short, 26-minute long, maybe 27-minute long by the time I wrap this up here. Video. Hopefully somebody will actually watch this instead of my hour-long streams, which don't make a whole lot of sense because I ramble. But man, am I talking fast today because I just want to get this in. So that's it. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Goodbye and hello, as always. So like, comment, subscribe. Comment especially. You know what? Comment on this video if you watch this. Because I'd like to hear people... I was going to say, I want to hear people's opinions on it, but frankly, you're either going to agree with me or you're going to tell me that I'm a shill for the big government or big business or whatever, so whatever.